Welcome to the online classes, children. Class 6, Science 2404-201. We were discussing in the previous class about separation of mixers. Children, I told you what is the need of separating mixers. Actually, mixers are having two or more desirable or sometimes undesirable unwanted particles. So we need to separate them for various purposes. Now, we were discussing about the different types of mixers. Out of that, one of the kind is solid-solid mixtures. Solid-solid mixers are those mixers which are having the ingredients only solids. We have seen in the previous class how to separate grains from the stalk of wheat, rice, etc. And we have seen the processes of threshing, winnowing to separate food grains from wheat, stalk of wheat after harvesting. Now, there only solids are involved. You have seen the process of threshing, beating up the food, beating up the wheat stalk and removing the grains. Another thing, winnowing by falling, allowing to fall the wheat, having the husk, the covering of the wheat, or some other dust particles. It is fallen from a height. You observe that it is allowed to fall from a height. You observe that the lighter particles fall far because they are less denser, they are carried away by the wind. Now, this is about we continuing with the separation of mixers, particularly solid-solid mixers. Now, I'll share the screen with you, children. That is containing the topic of separation of mixers. So please bear with us. Children, we were discussing this particular topic, winnowing. Yesterday I told you this winnowing, how this is carried out, and after winnowing, there is an activity shown here. I'm not reading that. I'm passing on to the next topic, that is hand picking. It is actually not completely printed over there. It is hand picking. We were discussing the separation of solid-solid mixers only at present. Now, hand picking, the name only indicates picking by hands. The character you see is the different colors, the different sizes, which could be observed by our eyes. You might have seen food grains are, before cooking, rice is cleaned by your mother. She take it in a wide container and looking into that you can make out which is the unwanted materials, so that could be separated by the process of hand picking. It is simply by looking into the size, looking into the color, looking into the other characteristics, we remove the unwanted particles. This process is very simple as simply anyone without any technical knowledge can continue this process. Again, solids are separated by this. Both the ingredients should be of solids and have some different colors or some different textures, some different sizes, etc. Okay, I'm reading this. Hand picking it is. Again, solid mixers, I told you once again. Grains and pulses generally contain small stones and other unwanted materials as impurities. These unwanted materials, these need to be separated before cooking. Hand picking is a process of removing impurities by hand. Hand picking is preferred when the quantity of mixture is small, in the sense maybe of 1 or 2 kilos, etc. Not too much. If it is of quintals of this, then it is very difficult. Impurities are few in number, and the impurities especially easily spotted due to difference in the size, shape, and color. Okay, in small scale, this particular process is carried out. Now, look into this diagram showing figure 3.4. So, what is the principle behind it? The materials or the impurities can be easily spotted by looking into their difference in the size compared to the original substance, shape, color, etc. Now, another method, sieving, sieving. You might have seen this this sieve flour is sieved before the atta is to be made into the dough. Look into this. There is a siever. Look into the siever. It is having fine holes. Only certain materials with different sizes can be separated by this method. Actually, the unwanted, undesirable particles are having big size, so that cannot pass through the holes of the siever. This device is siever, which is having very fine holes in it. A sieve is used. A sieve has sieve it is. A sieve has holes that allow small particles to pass through it. See, the fine grains of the flour passes through it, whereas the covers or which are not grind properly, the food grains, the wheat, etc., which are unwanted things, that could be collected in the sieve, and the sieving process is done on the principle of difference in the size of the particles. Through the sieve, only small particles, certain particles can pass through it. I'm reading it. A sieve has holes that allow small particles to pass through it. Sieving is used, figure 3.5. Separate. Sieving is used if the substances are separated are different sizes. This is the idea behind it. Size should be different. If it is similar size, it will not pass through either, or if it is similar size, if the holes of the sieve are big enough, the whole particle will pass through it. You might have seen also in the construction site, small pebbles before the process of making the mixture for cementing and all that. Big pebbles from the sand has to be removed. For this process also, sieve with different sizes, having the holes are having different sizes are used. For example, small pebbles are separated from sand and construction site by the process of sieving. The pebbles remain because the size of the pebbles are bigger and finer sand particles pass through the holes of the sieve. So the method by which two substances are separated by passing the mixture through a sieve is called sieving. Where the principle used is, sieving is used to separate wheat, that is the wheat bran, the bigger particles, covering of the wheat, from the wheat flour in our homes. This is very much familiar to you. Again, both the ingredients of the mixture are solids. So this is a method which is used for separating solid mixers only. All these are connected to the topic of separation of mixers. That is why we are doing it here. Never mind, you have an idea, you go through it. These are all simple things which you observe in our day-to-day life. So see, there is an activity, observe sieving. Three, the aim of the activity is to observe sieving. A materials requires 3 to 4 teaspoon of flour, rice flour it is, 1 teaspoon of rice grains, old newspaper and a sieve. Now here only you see rice flour is very fine and rice grains are bigger. Mix these two, you will get a mixture of rice flour and big pieces of rice. Sieve the mixture on the newspaper. Observe the contents of the newspaper. Newspaper we are having the rice flour, whereas on the sieve the bigger rice particles are caught up. So that is about this activity, just to demonstrate sieving. Now this was all about solid mixtures which are given for us. Now we come to solid liquid mixture separation. Children, solid liquid mixtures can be of two types. One is insoluble solid. One is soluble solid. Insoluble means the solid does not dissolve in the liquid. For example, mud is insoluble in water. Sugar is soluble in water. Salt is soluble in water. So this is a kind of mixture having one solid component and one liquid component, and both the components, both the types, there are two types of solid liquid mixture: insoluble solid, soluble solid. So first we will discuss about insoluble solids. For example, you take the case of muddy water only. Muddy water is insoluble in water and the mud particles are heavier than water even. Just imagine you put some mud in water and shake it well and keep it undisturbed for a time period. You observe that the heavy insoluble mud particles gradually settle down at the bottom because of gravity. What is gravity means here? Because of it is heavier than water. So the method used for employed or used for separating solid liquid mixtures, insoluble solids, we will discuss in the beginning. Sedimentation and decantation. I told you just now an example of muddy water. You keep it undisturbed muddy water for a time period. The mud settles down because it is heavier. This process of allowing the heavy insoluble particles in a liquid solution, liquid mixture to settle down, that is termed as sedimentation. And after sedimentation, the separation of the clean liquid means above the mud particles, the clean liquid which is removed without disturbing the sediment, without disturbing the settle down material, is called decantation. This has to be done carefully so that the mud particles will not, or the sediment will not stick or come in contact with the clean liquid. So this process together we call it sedimentation and decantation. It is actually a single method of separation of solid liquid mixture where the solid is insoluble in the liquid and it is heavy enough to settle down. Now, look into this sedimentation and decantation. I'll define sedimentation and decantation once more. First, the meaning of sedimentation. Sedimentation is the process of settling down of heavy suspended particles. Suspended means insoluble. Here the word heavy indicates only heavier particles heavier than water can settle down in water. Suppose you see it is tea leaves, for example. You know that tea leaves, it will not completely settle down in the tea which is made because it is not heavier. So for that we have to use other method. For the time being, sedimentation is used for heavy suspended particles which is heavier than the liquid could be separated by this process. Now first the meaning of sedimentation I am giving once more. The process of settling down of heavy suspended particle in a liquid mixture. Only that process is called sedimentation. Now decantation means the removal of the sediment and the clean liquid without disturbing the sediment, that is without allowing the sediment to come in contact with the clean liquid. It is done carefully without shaking. That process is called decantation. These are two terms. Now I'm reading about it. After separating mixtures from pulses and rice by hand picking, washing with water is also required further to separate impurities such as fine dust and twigs. These impurities either dissolve in water or float on top. Food grains are put in a pan filled with water. Impurities such as dust or twigs can separate it carefully by pouring out the dirty water. That is separating insoluble particles which is present in the cleaned rice or cleaned wheat. Now the process involved two methods called sedimentation and decantation. First, the meaning of sedimentation. Actually, they are taken the example of wheat and rice, etc. You don't worry. Sedimentation is a simple method. It is allowing the heavy particle to settle down, whereas decantation is the process to remove the sediment and the clean liquid, separate the sediment and the clean liquid without disturbing. So the process of separating insoluble solids which are heavier than the liquid. This has to be the point over here. Heavier it should be. By allowing them to settle down is called sedimentation. The solid particles that settle down during sedimentation are called sediments. The process of pouring out the upper liquid. Upper liquid is also called supernatant. The name only, super, above it, without disturbing the sediments is called decantation. So that is, now they are taken an example of sedimentation and decantation to explain muddy water. So look into this. Muddy water is separated into soil and water by using sedimentation and decantation because soil is heavier than water. It can settle down. Muddy water is separated by the mixture which is having mud and water is left undisturbed for some time. What is the purpose of this undisturbed and keeping it? It is because there is time required for the heavy particle to settle down due to gravity. Now, undisturbed for some time, look into the first figure. The mixture is allowed to figure 3 point first figure. Mixture is allowed to stay undisturbed for few hours. Now you see the second diagram, the sediments, the mud is below, whereas the clean upper liquid above it. So this is showing sedimentation process is done. Now see the definition also written over there. The mixture is allowed to stand so that heavier solids can settle down at the bottom. See the diagram showing the blue color of the clear liquid and the brown color of the sediment containing mud. Clear liquid is poured into a separate container. This process, see here, without disturbing the sediment. Sediment should not be disturbed. If the sediment get disturbed, again the process of separation will become incomplete. See, that is the B diagram showing sedimentation after sedimentation process, that is decantation. Now there is an activity to separate dried moong dal seeds by sedimentation and decantation. This is dried moong dal seeds are separated from other impurities. They cannot be, actually what happened, the materials which are present in it cannot be separated by hand picking. So they are using this method. So let us read this activity. The aim of the activity to separate lighter impurities from dried moong dal by the method of sedimentation and decantation. Moong dal, it is having some impurities in it, a bowl and water. These are the materials required. The method of doing it, I'm reading it. Take moong seeds in a bowl and check any visible impurities. Do you observe any such impurities like straw, dust, or insects? Keep it as it is. Add sufficient water and soak the moong seeds. Stir it. Shake it for a little while to 5 minutes. Allow them to stand without undisturbed for few minutes. Decant the water carefully, ensuring the moong seeds settle down at the bottom and not disturb. The upper layer having the lighter particles, which are impurities, and the moong is having heavy, so it settle down, and again it can be dried and can be used. When the mixture of observation, moong seeds and water is allowed to stand, lighter impurities come up and float on the top, whereas heavier moong dal settle down. On decanting the water, cleaned moong seeds are obtained. So this is the process where sedimentation and decantation is used in a practical situation. So now that is about sedimentation, decarnation used for the separation of solid liquid mixture where the solid is insoluble. Now the next method, that is filtration. Children, filtration is also a method. Actually, F is missing over there. That is why I have written here. It is filtration. The filtration again used only where the solid is insoluble, and due to some reason the solid insoluble particles are lighter. So because of this lighter character, it will not settle down due to gravity. It will float, or it will sink, half sink in water, or it will half sink in the liquid. So it cannot be separated by sedimentation, decantation. The insoluble solid is not big enough to settle down. So this process is done by filtration. You are very much familiar with the filtration process in small scale. You might have seen this. I'll show you a figure which you are very much familiar. This filtering of tea, figure 3.6, through a strainer. See, the soluble, the insoluble particles are caught up in the strainer, whereas the clean liquid collected in the container which is kept below. This is nothing but a filtration. So, in the case of heavier particles, you can do filtration, the first case, but it is not desirable, not required. That is why sedimentation decantation also used. Now, here, these particles, these lighter particles cannot be separated by sedimentation decantation. The reason I told you, they are not big enough or weight, mass weight enough, denser enough to settle down in the liquid. So there we need to use filtration. I am reading about filtration. The process is filtration. The process by which a mixture of an insoluble solid and liquid are separated by passing the mixture through a filtering device called a strainer is called filtration. Filtration is used in our homes to filter out tea from the tea leaves, separated prepared tea with the help of a strainer. We also filter and separate fruit juice from the fruit pulp. You're familiar with the shops, you might have seen how they are staining strainer using. During filtration, insoluble solid remains in the filtering device strainer while the liquid passes through the filter, because the filter is having small holes through which the particles of the liquid passes, whereas insoluble solid caught up in the filter. The filtering device selected for the separation should have holes that are smaller to the particles of the solid. That is, the particles of the tea leaves are bigger than the holes of the strainer. That is why it is caught up. If it is too small, it will pass through the strainer and the purpose will not be served. A filter paper is a special type of paper having tiny pores which allows only liquid to pass through it. It is used in the chemistry laboratories for the separation of insoluble substances. Through the filter paper, only liquid particles passes through it. Now there is an activity showing the usage of filter paper to separate mud, sand and water by filtration. See the diagram having the filter paper setup, materials required, sand, water, funnel, beaker, conical flask, filter paper. Children, all these are methods for the separation of mixtures. I'm giving a good idea about this filter paper usage. Look into this diagram, figure A, activity exactly showing how filtration is used to separate the insoluble components. Look into the diagram and the activity I am reading. To separate a mixture of sand and water by filtration. Sand, materials required, sand, water, funnel, beaker, conical flask, filter paper, and next method. So take sand in a beaker and water into it. So you have the mixture of sand and water. Now your aim is to separate them. Fold the circular piece of the filter paper into a cone. Using a funnel, you have to fit the filter paper into the funnel as shown in the figure like a cone. Now fit the cone into the mouth of the funnel. Now the filtering device is ready. Place the filter paper inside the funnel. Keep the funnel into the conical flask. Stir stir the sand and water mixture. Pour it into the funnel slowly. Slowly, the liquid is poured. All of a sudden, if you pour it, it will take time to go the liquid through the holes. So don't throw it together. Slowly add. So the solid sand particles caught up in the filters, whereas the the clear liquid water passes through the holes and collected in the conical flask below. This is how to separate solid liquid mixture where the solid is insoluble. Okay, children, that is about the class for today. So I'll just say once more what we have learned today from the beginning. I'll just have a recapitulation what we have seen today. So we have started from hand picking. That is, after we have seen previous class about threshing, winnowing. Now hand picking, just I'm telling, concluding the lesson. Before concluding, I'm discussing what we have learned today. Hand picking, the name only indicates this hand picking method is used for the separation of solid mixtures having different sizes, different colors. Good example as shown in the figure 3.4, where a man is separating the materials by looking into the color, size, shape, etc. This particularly used solid mixtures. Now second, sieving. Sieving is used again the diagram 3.5. It is extensively used method for separation of two solid mixtures. You have seen the sieve which is used in your house by your mother before making the dough of the wheat flour. He is cleaning the dough by passing through the sieve the undesirable particles which are having bigger size caught up in the sieve, whereas the clean wheat flour is collected in the container kept down. This method specially used where the particles having different sizes and only the sieve is selected on the basis of the size of the particles we need to collect. Now the next method, sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation and decantation we coming to solid liquid mixtures. Now the one of the component is a solid, one is a liquid, and these again insoluble particles. Soluble particles, you know that for example sugar solution. If you keep sugar solution, it will not settle down. Why? Because it is dissolved in the water. Now, sedimentation allow the heavy suspended particles. Suspended means undissolved particles to settle down. This process is called sedimentation. In large scale, this could be used for separating heavy insoluble particles. Now, sedimentation and decantation together it is used. Definition of for the meaning of sedimentation is the process of allowing heavy suspended particle to settle down under gravity in a liquid. Now, decantation means the process of removing, separating the clear liquid without disturbing the sediment. Okay, children. Now, the last topic which we learned is filtration. Filtration is all about removal of the particles. Again, it is insoluble particles, but the problem here, insoluble particles are lighter particles, or they may float in the liquid, or sometimes they may sink, half sink, and all that, partially immersed. So here the problem is they will not settle down because it is not denser than the liquid. Their weight is as equal to that of the liquid. So just a very good example as shown in the figure. This tea cannot be, filtering of the tea is done. You allow this tea leaf and the tea, after making the tea in the kettle, allow to settle down. It will not settle down completely. If you want to, you cannot use sedimentation decantation completely for the separation. Only a part will settle down, of course, but not exactly. So desirable, we need to separate it by filtration. In the laboratories also, to separate indissolved, undissolved finer particles, we use the method of sedimentation, sorry, method of filtration. There, a device, simple device setup shown having a filter paper. This filter paper in the cone of the funnel is having only holes, having very small holes only through which only liquid particles passes, whereas solid particles caught up. So this is used for the separation of insoluble solids. Okay, children, that is about the lesson of today. In the next class, we will discuss the different category, next category of mixers separation, that is soluble solid in a liquid. I told you soluble solid cannot be settled down. For example, sugar dissolved in water. If you keep the solution undisturbed, it will not settle down. So where there we use other methods that we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, children, have a look into what is learned in the previous classes. This is all about the introduction to the lesson separation of mixers. Have a look into it. No need to copy as it is from the book, from the PDF or from the book into the copy. Have a look into it. Understand what the concept I told you. That is all about today, children. Bye to all of you. We will meet in the next lesson. Till then, stay safe. Have a good day ahead. Nice to see you.